Welcome to our dream desk, our office space. This is pretty much where a creator lives their life. And if you're wondering why this doesn't look like the thumbnail probably does, it's because everything's off. So let's switch it on. One thing I've learned over the past few years is that you need an office space that you want to be in. If you have an office space that feels a little bit cluttered to you, something that you don't really like, a lot of the times editing or content creation may feel like a chore. So this is why over the past few years we've tried to develop our own style, and we're finally happy, almost happy to where we've got it. There's one or two things that we haven't yet sorted out, but we're getting there. But ideally, this is absolutely everything. So I'm going to walk you through each thing that we've done, because a lot of the stuff has taken a lot of thought. It hasn't just been slapped together. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So one of the biggest things about setting up an office space is to find something that's seamless, that works. Now we have two spots over here. We have Michelle's spot over here, and we have my spot over there. Now her side does look a little bit more girly than mine. And obviously this is the Red Bull wall. Now if you haven't seen the video about the Red Bull wall, I'll drop a card up in the corner for you guys to go check out. But the thing that we're really not completed with yet is we want to repaint the office, and that means this trunking will be painted again, and that's pretty much the only thing that we haven't really figured out, as well as some of the sound. I've been thinking about maybe putting some form of carpet on the one side over here so that I don't get too much reflection, because on this side is kind of an open staircase and that's part of the house, and you get a lot of echo, so the sound quality isn't that great. So this is Michelle's MacBook Pro. We literally bought this MacBook Pro a few days before the 16-inch release. So this is the latest MacBook Pro that you could get in the 15-inch. One of the things to look at is we've got this, I don't even know how to pronounce it, a Folwedi USB hub. As you know, all the new MacBooks come with USB-C. Now what's actually happened over here is we have a power brick coming out over here with some trunking along the wall that goes in underneath the desk. So Michelle's able to unplug this power brick, or if we go traveling and we need to take a MacBook with us, we can just pop this out and we're good to go. Now this is a USB upstream downstream cable, and what happens is that cable is actually running straight into the left hand side monitor. Now in the left hand side monitor we have a USB cable coming out that runs into an external hard drive. Now Michelle can unplug this external hard drive and just pretty much hot swap over here without having to go back to her MacBook. On this side we have two USB-C to mini DisplayPort cables that are completely wired in pretty neatly into the back. So if Michelle wanted to start working, she would literally just touch a key if her MacBook is on. This keyboard is plugged into the left hand side monitor, which is connected to the upstream on this side. Now one of the things that I've never understood about people docking a MacBook is I feel they dock it the wrong way around. Now if you're wondering what I mean, a lot of people dock your MacBook that your cables are at the bottom to make it somewhat easier. However, your exhaust ports for your MacBook Pro is at the back. So you'll actually see that this is being docked upside down. The reason that I've done that is because clearly hot air rises, and if you docked it the way that people normally dock it with the heat exhaust at the bottom, you pretty much send in a lot of that air back up into the MacBook, making your fans work harder than they should. So if you do dock your MacBook, flip it around. So Michelle has two 25-inch monitors. Now these are the Dell U2515H, and the resolution on these is 2560 by 1440. Now these are insanely clear. Being a 25-inch monitor, obviously you would ideally go for 4K. However, for the size of a 25-inch monitor, at 1440 on the vertical side, it's more than enough resolution, especially when you're editing photos. We've got some Govee lighting. Now Govee has never sent me any LED lights for free. I actually bought it on Amazon, and I'll drop a link below for you guys. Once I had used the stuff, I was so impressed, because I've been through probably about 4 sets of LED lights. They don't last, they have no features, the remotes kind of pack up. Govee has a really nice little, call it remote, that's kind of wired in, and you can actually use your phone as well. Michelle's backlighting for her screen is actually located right underneath her mouse, so I can switch it on and off, and I can obviously change the colors as I want. So this specific lighting actually draws its power from the screen. So it works with a standard USB port that I've plugged into the one screen, wired it right around, and then the remote is just wired straight underneath the desk. So by using it this way, I don't have to get into the power supply, which is just excessive cables. So this setup, as well as my setup, uses the USB power supply for the Govee light. However, the one under the desk operates with an actual power cable, which is plugged in to my side. Now the one underneath the desk is Alexa ready, and the app on Govee is a little bit more intuitive than these. So these, you can change the colors, you can switch them on and off, and you can actually set them up that this is Michelle's computer, that is my computer, and obviously this one you can set it up as a desk, and you can create kind of themes, and you can link them all to the office, so when I switch on the office with my phone, they would all come on. However, the one underneath the desk is programmable to time. So what actually happens in this setup, as well as these two lights over here, at a certain time in the evening, these lights will switch on, and closer to bedtime, these lights will switch off, as well as the underlighting desk will switch off. Now, one of the things that we struggle with as a creator is memory cards. We have a lot of memory cards, whether it be coming from the GH5, the GH5S, or the one Nikon or the other Nikon. It just gets ridiculous to kind of manage this. And at the same time, every single photographer or videographer, when you get to that point of clearing your memory cards, you tend to struggle with, oh dear, have I backed this up? So we've kind of sorted out a way for our memory cards that makes it a lot simpler. Check this out. Now, if you're wondering what these colors mean, red means we are 100% sure that we know those cards need to be cleared or backed up onto the computer. Yellow means we are unsure. These are those times when you have a card and you've cleared it and you just look at it again and you go, should I put this back in my computer? Did I clear this? That's what the yellow one's for. Green means we are 100% sure that we can clear it, and white means it's cleared. So these are the kind of stages as a photographer or creator that you always battle with. So if I'm leaving for a shoot, I know that if I take out the white section, I know that those cards have already been cleared. I can put it in my camera and I can just go. If it's in the green section, I can literally just take it out, stick it into my camera, format it, and go. If it is in the yellow section, 10 to 1, I probably need to double check that I have backed up that footage, and if it's in the red one, we just don't touch it. So this is my ultimate space, and I promise you, I will be dropping a video soon on vertical monitors and how insane it is and why I can tell you it's better than that setup for video work. I generally have these wired in a lot of the times because then they don't use battery, and obviously your sound is a little bit more accurate and there's no latency or Bluetooth delay. And right over here, same as Michelle's side, which I didn't mention, is an Orki wireless charging pad, which is for our phones. So while we're working, we're able to charge our phones so that when you leave the desk or you go on a shoot and you have been editing, you don't leave with your phone a little bit flat. And generally when you're editing, your phone's always with you, so we put it over here. And exactly the same as on Michelle's side, I have these Govee LED lights that have been wired using USB through the screens, which gives you this nice glow at the bottom. Now if I switch them on and off with the remote, you can kind of see that little pop that it has. And this is the little remote that I had mentioned on Michelle's side as well. Now my remote has been wired to this side, so I can just kind of switch it on and off. Now, if you've ever worked with a monitor with no lights behind it and then put a light on behind it, you'd understand the point of no eye strain. And it's amazing when you put a light on behind a monitor. I'll put a link to these lights that you can literally just plug in via USB. So there's no fancy wiring, you stick it on. The way to stick it on is so nice. They've got these little clips that you can kind of just add to for security, and the glue on this is amazing. A lot of LED lights that I've had, the glue just kind of falls off. This stuff sticks. Now I have my 27-inch iMac slap bang in the center with the two vertical screens, and these are two Dell U27 18Q monitors. So these monitors are actually 3840 by 2160, so they are 4K monitors. And if you've ever bought a single curved monitor or looked at curved monitors, you'll understand that for the size and the length and the real estate space, a lot of curved monitors and curved displays don't have a lot of resolution for the area that they cover. Even though they're 4K, sometimes they're just not that clear. Basically what I'm saying is, if you got a massive curved monitor that had the same footprint or real estate and square meterage as this, you definitely wouldn't be sitting with 13K of resolution. Now a lot of people are going to ask me, well, do I edit on my 5K 27-inch iMac, and this is a 2019 iMac. However, I don't have an SSD in it. I'm just waiting for the warranty to expire so I can put an SSD. So for now I am editing off an external Samsung SSD T5. Now the bonus is with the Samsung SSD T5 is it is USB-C, and when we travel and we use it on the MacBook Pro, it's insanely fast. So what I've done to make it simple for me is this. So my T5 has been stuck on with Velcro to the back of my monitor stand, and I literally just pull out one USB-C cable and I can take this with, and there's another USB-C cable in the laptop bag. So the same as on my shelf, I have an external hard drive over here. Now this is more of a storage hard drive. As you know, the SSD is on that side. But this is actually plugged in, to make it really easy, into an external 8TB SSD which runs off power, and then I can hot swap smaller jobs onto here. Now in this odd little corner over here, and when I say odd, it's because I have a very weird looking lamp. It's pretty weird. I have an RGB LED globe in this lamp that just kind of changes color from time to time, and it just kind of adds a pop, especially when I'm filming my videos from the chairs you've seen, and you kind of have this popping in the background. And my favorite part is when I'm editing, I actually turn it downwards and I put it on one of the things that I absolutely love, my Orky Bluetooth speaker. Now my speaker has been plugged in on charge via one of my monitors as well, and it's also been wired via a 3.5mm headphone jack into one of the monitors. So if I do want to use it, I don't have to constantly connect it to Bluetooth or switch it on or anything like that. I can literally just go to my audio settings on my Mac, select it to pull audio from this monitor, and then I can listen to my edits in full-blown awesomeness. Now if you're wondering why I said iMac and not iMac Pro, and a lot of you are probably thinking, but hold on a sec, that looks like an iMac Pro. Well, it's not. It's a skin. It is from a company called Slick Wraps. Now I didn't do it to make it look like an iMac Pro. That's kind of like putting a wing on a really slow car with a big exhaust. I actually did it because the feet of my Dell monitors are space gray. And when this was completely aluminium, like a normal iMac, it stood out like a sore thumb. Now a lot of people ask me, why go through all the hassle with, making your cables so neat underneath the desk and just kind of cable management? And once you've ever sat down at a computer that's had some serious cable management, you appreciate it and you love the simplicity and how easy it is and the look of it. And if you want to see how I got these from underneath the desk into here and you see no cables, here was a little secret. So all my cables came straight out of the desk and I had a whole pile coming through that hole. I couldn't move the iMac in front of the hole. I found a piece of plumber's tubing that fitted the diameter of the desk, stuck it in, sprayed it black, and now you have some insane cable management, and it is super clean. One thing I didn't show you guys, which I'll drop a card over here, is in my second drawer over here, I have what I call my battery drawer. And it's absolutely amazing, changed my life as a photographer and a videographer. It's so easy having this set up right next to your workspace. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, it helps us a ton. Keep a lookout for our vertical display video that's coming soon. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are in the world, have a good day, good evening, good night, goodbye.